All right. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome. It is your favorite Power Team podcast, and we are definitely in the building tonight.
We're here.
Yes, and if this is your first time rocking with us, we would just like to say welcome. And also, we would like to formally introduce ourselves. I go by the name of Kesha Kesh.
And I'm your boy, Dr. Real, Mr. Motivational. Let's go. Let's get it.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's go. All right. We got a couple of things that we're going to get into tonight. But, y'all already know how we do. Also, still want to give, prayers to J Money. She is not with us tonight. She's definitely, taking care of herself. So want her to know we are thinking about her and for her to get some rest. She may even tune in. She usually does, but just wanted her to know that we're thinking about her tonight. Hey, girl. Hey, Sia. Sia's on with us tonight. But yeah, we do. We have some really, really good topics. Really quick, before we even get into that, Dr. Real, I saw some people commenting on my post. So I kind of want to tell y'all, I'm animated. I want to tell y'all what that was about. So I was talking about how these kids out here, they getting a little bold, Dr. Real. These kids, I think it's a good thing that they're so vocal and they're so, I don't know, they're just not afraid of anything. But sometimes they need to pull it back just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I ordered me a pizza. I'm ready for my pizza, for something to drink. And the knock at the door, he comes up and he was just so, what's the word I'm looking for? Confident. He was just so confident in his position as the delivery guy. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And he was holding my pizza hostage pretty much. And I opened the door and I said, yeah, he was just kind of tucking it under and he said, are you going to tip? And I'm like, I was a little confused, but not confused. Was I going to tip? But I don't think nobody's ever asked me that before. I don't think they can they do that? I don't know if they can do that. But he did. He asked. Yes, it was, but he was a kid. And I was like, yeah, you're going to tip? And I was like, trying to get my facial expressions together. And he still had my little piece, tucked under. I was like, I said, no one's ever asked me that before. He said, well, they must don't like money. He was just so cocky. And I was like, give me my damn pizza. And I went ahead and still tipped him, but I should not have, because he was a little bit, he was a little disrespectful in my opinion. They got to be a little bit more careful.
I'm like, don't ride a dart and eat eggs all day. That's your tip right there. Keep moving, sir. That's your tip right there.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it is, y'all. I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. It's just the confidence. I mean, I know we want our kids to be vocal. I know that we want them to, express themselves, but these damn kids get out of control on so many different levels. Different levels.
They out of here. Oh, for real.
Another thing I wanted to talk about, guys, I want to give some good news, tonight. Like, I don't know if it's good for everybody, but at the same time, I'm just trying to keep everyone updated because I've talked about these things a couple of times. So we were talking about that money that they're going to start giving out every month effective July 15th. Mm-hmm. Effective July 15th. Again, guys, you're going to start getting either $300, $350, or $250, one or the other. Mm-hmm. But either way, what I want to share with you guys is this, because I actually got a letter from the IRS. So I was able to read what they want you to do. She said, "Thank you, sweet baby Jesus." You know, that's what I'm saying, Sia. Thank you, sweet baby Jesus. But what you have to do is you actually have the option to opt out of this actual the monthly payments. If you're one that do not want to get this money on a monthly basis, because it's going to start July 15th through the end of the year. If you're saying no, nope, that ain't for me, you know, save all of mine until my credit until next year, you know, tax season, you actually would have to go in and request that. Because if you
Mm-hmm.
don't, they're just going to start automatically putting this money in your account. So
Mm-hmm.
again, there's the IRS website. I think it's updated, and it's a tool there. It's somewhere you can go there so that you can actually select whether you want to opt out of it or not. But that is
Mm-hmm.
definitely something that you have to do. So I wanted to kind of bring you guys back up to speed on that, because I think I was talking about that on one other show. But there's a lot of funds floating around here, guys. There's just like a lot of funds. So I want my people to know, if you're eligible for something, you know, get your money, get your
Mm-hmm.
coins.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what are your thoughts about it, Dr. Real? As far as do you think it's better to get it now or wait? I don't think it's a tricky thing behind it, because it's our money, right?
No, pretty black and white. Either you want to get it, or you don't. And I've seen articles, but I haven't read them. But you know how they pop up when you're reading something. And there are articles about why you may want to opt out. It's basically your decision. If you feel like you're good until the end of the year and you want to get all your child tax credit back next year with your taxes,
Mm-hmm.
then don't then opt out of it. But if you feel
Right.
that up to $300 per kid or up to $250 depending on the age, and that up to is tricky because that up to could be 150, not a whole 250. You know what I mean? It's an up to number. So that's the only part about I don't like is the up to. But if you can
The
get it
up
now,
to.
yeah, it's no different than like when you do your W-4 for your taxes and you want to have more take-home money, you claim more. And then some people
Mm-hmm.
do close to the end of the year or close to like the middle of the year, they go back and claim zero or lower to get them taxes caught back up. And it really depends on your activity. I would say if you know this pandemic hit you hard, you know, since beginning of 2020 and up until now, honestly, and you know you need the money, I would say get it. It's in the end of the day, you're paying taxes. Is your money. The government tracks me up about people telling us how to spend the money that we're paying into taxes, and they don't do half the things that we need done for this country. They take it and do other things with it. But then try to chastise
Right.
us about how, you know, to spend money. At the end of the day, look at this. So how much they gave us? 600, 1,400, and I want to say 25, 1,250 the first time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? So what is that? Doing quick math, that's like 30, you know, if you only have one kid, that's what, $3,250 during the pandemic.
Sounds about
So you
right.
trying to tell
Yep.
me that's all the money that y'all could spare was $3,000? And I'm not knocking it. You know what I'm saying? You never look a gift horse in the mouth. I always say ride it. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth, get on the back of that mug and ride out on it. But at the same time, you have to question, so how are we funding Israel still? Where are we finding the money to get that? Where are we finding the money
Right.
to still take care of Afghanistan and Iraq and other places that we're doing our business in? How do we find the funds for that? But you got people, they're about to remove this eviction moratorium here in 2 weeks. You about to see a
What do you,
massive amount of evictions being filed. So
oh, so you're saying this is some good information. So you're saying, I thought it was already removed. It's not removed?
they kept the CDC one still in effect. They kept the federal one until the end of June. The day is June 16th. So there's people who still try. They got, and the sad thing, Cash, they gave all this money to these charities and these foundations to distribute these funds out. Dallas itself has I can't remember the number. It was like it's in millions, and
9.1 million.
they're still dealing with backlog from February. And I understand the snowstorm hit, but it's June.
Mm-hmm.
You got 2 weeks before the moratorium ends. and they still haven't distributed but 5% of the money, and that is ridiculous.
Wow, that is so interesting because I didn't know that. I thought that, okay, I thought it was, I guess, state by state, people were operating differently, just like with the whole unemployment. Like three
Mm-hmm.
states, I think it was Texas, Arkansas, and maybe Georgia.
North Carolina,
They,
now Montana, a few more.
okay. So
Mhm.
that's what I'm saying. The entire world hadn't started operating like that yet. But I think that is why they're possibly trying to disperse all these funds. Like they still, the money that you're talking about is still available. They still have money available to fund people that actually during the time of the whole pandemic. Like you can actually request up to 15 months of
Yeah,
assistance and moving forward. I think for the next 3 months you
yeah,
can
you can.
request because they still have money available. So I
But here's
think
the
they're
problem with that.
revealing. Okay.
They're making people jump through hoops, and if you mess around, don't know your landlord's email or super stuff like that, they're denying you without the contact. You know what I'm saying?
Without the
And then they give you all these 100 million stipulations to qualify for this money. And then if you haven't been filed eviction papers from the court, they won't even expedite your application, even if your landlord told you he about to kick you out your house. And then on top of that,
wow.
they're passing legislation in Austin to get rid of all the homeless encampments. So where are all these people supposed to go when the shelters are full? You no longer really can be in public places, visible, as they like to put it, in homeless camps. So where are you supposed to go? People act like because the masks are off and they're saying everything's all good. Okay, people have been in financial ruin for a year. You're just not going to snap back from that because someone says take the mask off. This ain't no future song,
Right.
man. Mask on and all doesn't
Mask
change.
off.
Yeah, it doesn't change anything because what we just started working 2 months ago, and you are already $10,000 in arrears for rent. You're not gonna be able to pay that back, and you just started a 14-hour job, and you're working 10 jobs. I mean,
Yes.
it doesn't. Everybody's taking away. Any help is gone. The light bill, they're back to regular payment. Water company, all they did that in January. They ain't even
Mm.
time for stuff to fail. They just say, you know what, we gonna say it's good. We back to normal. But people bank account ain't
Yep.
back to normal. It doesn't make any sense. And like I said, 5% when you got 14 days, not counting weekends. The one I'm talking about is the Texas rent relief. They open Monday through Saturday. But you still processing applications from February. So in 2 weeks, what are you going to do
Yeah.
when these people are out on their butts?
That's what I'm
What's
saying. I did not know. I did not know that it was it's 2 weeks and it's over. Maybe
now
they did make that announcement.
the feds had pulled it. The Texas Supreme Court, I believe, overruled it and said they could start doing the evictions. But the CDC
Okay.
moratorium is not letting them actually serve the evictions until the 30th. So it's gonna be an ugly 4th
Wow.
of July for a lot of people.
So do you think, okay, let me that's going to be bad. Do you think that some people possibly have been like landlords have been nice enough to allow people to still stay in their home,
Mm-hmm.
not evict them, but all this it's just going to be a big brawl pretty much at one time. Everybody going to slap these dockets like on the desk, the judge's desk at the courthouse
Mm-hmm.
saying, "Hey, we
Mm-hmm.
fight evict, evict, evict." Do you
Right,
see that happening?
I do. But there's some states that are already jumping ahead of this. Like I think I read today, I want to say New York has pushed theirs to August. A couple other states have pushed it to the middle of July because some of them are understanding. But to me, it should be to the end of the year. Now, some people have got money and ain't paid nothing on it. Then the people, if you ain't paid a dime on your rent and you done got some kind of money, then you deserve whatever comes your way. That's just being honest. But if you've been
Mm-hmm.
paying on it, doing the best you can, come on, man. I understand landlords have mortgages to pay and they have their own
That's
taxes.
what I'm saying.
I get
Yeah.
it, but some of that money is there for them too. So if you can put your hand in the pot to get some of that money, why are you ready to throw people on the street?
That's
I
my
don't
point. That is my point, because it is the landlord. That person have the option to file as well. So how do
exactly.
you not? How do you know if that person did or not? I don't even think you know. How do you know they're not double dipping? I guess is my question. Because,
Right, right,
or
right.
is it something that may come across the desk and say this address applied twice or whatever? Because there is a section there for a tenant and there's a section for the landlord.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Really, typically, the landlord could file on your behalf without you even knowing, in my opinion.
Right. Right.
So that's deep. And
It's sad.
if they're to, yeah, and then imagine if they say, if it was a situation like you say, if it was people that was, maybe if they didn't even make the whole payment but they were making partial payments, but you're being just low down landlord, and you're going to say they weren't paying you, because
Mm-hmm.
typically, you think about it, they could make this go either way with late
Mm-hmm.
fees or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
And if that fits the need, they're actually able to file, because they can say this person wasn't paying me on
Right.
time. I was going
Mm-hmm.
through a struggle because I needed that money. Now they
Mm-hmm.
filed, but like you say, they've done everything that they can to try to make these payments. And you say you got to get out and go on the
Mm-hmm.
streets, but you
Mm-hmm.
filed for the money.
Mm-hmm. So to me,
That
until you get back either a yes or denial, you should be able to remain put until they tell you, you know what, fortunately, you passed the income cap and we can no longer, your application been denied. Then you go there. But don't do it before you find out a yes or no from the right authorities. It just doesn't make any sense to me at all.
exactly. Y'all better pay attention. There's some stuff going on. I know it's a lot of money floating around out here, but you just never know what, you know, situation that may be about to occur. So we got to stay on our P's and Q's, y'all. Hey, Felicia, thank you so much for tuning in and rocking with us tonight, love. But this is good stuff, Dr. Real. I wasn't going to even get into all those things, but I was thinking about it. And I'm like, man, it's so many things happening that's a distraction, where we're missing out on stuff. And like you
Mhm.
say, I thought it was over with the whole violence of like it could really be some people that's going to be out like on
Yeah,
their butts
I'm talking about millions
and
of people.
that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. Because you just never know. These people been waiting on this date, and you said it's in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Today's the 16th. June 30th was the last day of the CDC moratorium, unless it actually started in March,
Wow.
and then Biden extended it, and then the federal judge said, well, the CDC really has no authority to be involved in evictions in the first place. But the CDC's whole thing was, we don't want to displace these people, and then the impact of the pandemic or the COVID gets worse because there are people, all these people in a shelter. All these people
Right.
now have nowhere healthy to live. They're just out there. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
it was a reason behind the madness. But like I said, we're and I'm saying we very gingerly here, are so ready to be open, so ready for things to go back to normal, that we're really not taking the time to look at the seriousness of some people's situation. Everybody's not back to normal with their money.
Right.
Sorry, good $1,300. If you're behind $10,000 of rent, you behind on other bills too. So that $1,300 just wasn't going to cover it. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't. It's we're not thinking sensely, common sensely. And a lot of people get on me about saying
Right.
common sense, but something just common sense.
Right.
That's I'm sorry.
Woohoo! You right. We gotta slow down a little bit, y'all. I was also I caught a glimpse of them speaking about the whole. They were trying to get everyone's opinion on how flu season will be this year. I think you were speaking on it a little bit, because
Mm-hmm.
we were talking about, like, the difference in what our bodies are used to, and how our bodies are used to reacting to certain things. But they were asking, this flu season that's coming about, do you think it's going to be worse than any other flu seasons that we've had? And one of the guys, he said yes. He said that he think it is, and he said only because it wasn't that bad last year.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, I was a little confused because the coronavirus and the flu, like I don't know if it was a little bit of mixtures in both, but to me the outbreak happened, so it was bad. You know what I'm saying? But they were saying it's probably going to be worse because they felt that flu season was not as bad.
Mm-hmm.
It made it seem as
Right.
if we skipped over flu season and went straight to the coronavirus, which they're kind of like the same symptoms, but I don't know. But we still got to be cautious, y'all. We got to still pay attention. We can't act like this entire thing is over because it isn't. And there are a lot of different things that's going to take place that we may not even be prepared for. So we need to definitely be paying attention. We ain't all the way back normal just yet.
I mean,
But good stuff.
like I said last week about that flu, we've been around here basically in the sterile zone for a year. Everybody's been
Right.
crazy hand sanitizer. Everybody's been wearing a mask, whether improperly or not. We still been in a clean zone almost, where we don't touch nothing, anything. You think back like in 2019, people should lick their fingers to get the produce bags down. You know what I'm saying? The stuff we should
Yep.
people go to the bathroom and wash their hands. And as men, I see it all the
Right.
time. Like, "Ray, wash your hands." So you're touching the doorknobs and all the other stuff that we do that was frowned upon last year and going forward. He wasn't, it was overly concerned about it. So
Right.
there was no that much flu because everybody was covered up. You wasn't touching nobody, everybody was at home.
True.
So of course you didn't
That's
have
true.
the flu strain going around. Here's another part of that. So that means a lot of people didn't get flu shots last year. So
I never get it.
the strain that's coming this year, because the strain different every year. That's why the flu shot you take is for the strain before. It's weird, but now you won't have any kind of resistance built up to the flu from last year because a lot of people didn't even have it. So I feel like if we just throw the mask to the wind and we go back to being shoulder deep in the clubs and we're back to back in the athletic arenas and we're shoulder to shoulder there and nobody's wearing masks and talking. Some people talking, spitting all on your face and all this stuff. It may be a bad outbreak. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be like the Spanish flu of 1919, but it could be a problem for sure.
Well, I guess we got to see, y'all. I don't
Hey,
know. This is gonna be some stuff that we need to be paying attention to, y'all. Let's stay in the know. Let's stay cautious. Let's not just act like this thing is over. Let's just stay cautious, everybody,
they
and
clean.
stay safe. Yes. Okay. Man, I told you I get to talking, Dr. Real, and I be thinking of all kind of stuff I want to talk to y'all about. Cause I don't know, I just like to talk.
Yeah,
I think it's a blessing. Trying to bless y'all ears with something. But okay, my topic today, I wanted to talk about Mother's Day versus Father's Day, because Father's Day is coming up, right? And is it Sunday?
yeah, Sunday.
Is it? Okay,
Sunday.
see, that's what I'm saying. Like that, the fact that I don't really even know. I mean, I know, but I don't know. No, I don't,
Right.
I don't really keep up with it. But it's here, it's coming. And I want to do a couple of things. So first, ladies, we're gonna try to get some nuggets so that you guys that have to buy Father's Day stuff. My father, he's no longer here. He's deceased. So I don't have one. But we want to get some nuggets to try to see what it is that we actually may have to do, because sometimes we don't know. But I'm gonna tell you something that I've been seeing. Now my brothers, they've been a little bit little rude. They've been a little bit upset. And I see you guys claiming your territory and you're saying, hey, y'all saying y'all don't want to see any posts from any women talking about, it's their day too, because it's not. Y'all talking about the women that's trying to, claim their rights to fatherhood because they feel like they're the father and the mother because the daddy ain't there. Y'all seem a little sensitive about that. So I want to, I want the ladies, let's not do that because they're upset, because I've seen it. I've been seeing posts all this week about it. The fellas are like, let us have this day. But Dr. Real, what is it that y'all do on y'all's day? Because I don't really know. Like us late, I'm gonna tell you what our day I think is set up a little bit different from y'all's.
Well,
So
that's any holiday when it comes to women in general. No
well,
matter what holiday it is. There's a comedian there's a little clip going around. He said that Father's Day is the number 20th holiday out of the holidays. The number one is Christmas. Number two is Mother's Day. So that's Jesus and Mama back to back.
okay.
Halloween is number 6, according to this gentleman. Arbor Day, about some freaking trees, is number 13. So you trying to tell me that we'd rather support some damn trees, and I understand the importance of trees in nature, but you're gonna support some damn trees over Father. And we all joke about it, and it's funny, but when you really break down to the nitty gritty, there's some truth to it. Because Mother's Day, it even got that. Even you go on a TV show and get an award. First thing they say is, I like to thank my mama. Even if it's too far to home, first thing they want to say, I want to thank my mom. Like, Daddy ain't bust his ass at work, or he wasn't taking you to practice. Daddy was non-existent. We just kept the lights on, but his mama did everything else. Like, we didn't have no input in it at all. And then you look at a lot of times the father is cooking his own meal on Father's Day because he on the grill. How does that work?
But that's what we're trying to talk about, Dr. Rick, because you see CJ talking about, I don't want no damn socks either.
Yeah, we don't want no damn
you
socks, no ties. Right? You get unimaginative on our day, but y'all day, y'all on the French Riviera with some Moet popping and all these nice ass brunches and breakfast in bed and all these lavish gifts. You look at us, we getting some work equipment or a tile lawnmower. I don't want no damn lawnmower. Do y'all want some damn pots for damn Mother's Day or Christmas? Hell no.
Well, wait a minute now, Dr. Real. Now, I was trying to tell you about what the fellas were saying. They were mad. You seem like you a little bit upset too. Now, I'm trying.
Look at the advertisement, Kesha. Look at the advertisement you see for Mother's Day versus the advertisement for Father's Day. It's a joke.
I don't mean. Well, y'all got to get y'all stuff together. Okay, I'm gonna help you out, baby, because I see right now. I hear the passion in your voice. Well, you know, let me say this. We're gonna work it out for everybody because you're gonna help them out today. Because I hear it in your voice. You're like, we don't want no. He talking about he don't want no damn socks, and you talking about look at y'all stuff, and I'm like, we did it. We plan for those days. You know, we literally do. Us women, we'll get together and we call all of our cousins and friends and we'll plan that day together to celebrate. But I want to tell you fellas this, because I think we got a little bit twisted. I think you fellas think on Mother's Day, we want you guys think we want to celebrate with the babies. I think you guys think that it's Mother's Day. Here's the babies. Enjoy being motherly. Well, we don't want that because yeah, we don't want that. We want y'all to come get take the babies somewhere else. I mean, we got somewhere to go. We got stuff to do. We probably already made reservations for brunch. We got a couple things to do. So I don't want the fellas never exactly. She said she wants the day to herself. I'm trying to help y'all out, ladies, because you know, I was confused about that too. And I asked someone, I said, well, when the Father's Day, do we supposed to relieve them from the kids, or do they want to spend time with the kids? Because what happens is it's a little bit confusing if you're a single parent, because you know you might have to let them spend time with the kids. He might don't never get to see the kids. I mean, I don't know, but how do you think it should go as a man when you want your special day? This is your time. If you could do anything you wanted and customize Father's Day, Dr. Real, Miss Real, I hope you're listening. If you could customize this the way you want it, what would your Father's Day consist of?
I like spending with my wife and kids. I enjoy that. I don't see me. It's a day to recognize Father. It reminds me of that Everybody Hates Chris episode when Julia said he wanted to be by himself. Everybody went to the movies without him to give him his time alone, and he was in his feelings because he was by himself. So no, I won't want to be alone on Father's Day. I want to be with my family. I just want them to. It is about me. Just honor the man in your life that's a father. Ladies, yes, you a single mother. I grew up in a single household. I never gave my mom a card on Father's Day because she's not my father. She's my mom.
Oh yeah.
Yes, she was doing the job of two parents, but she was my mom. So I made sure I showed her that appreciation not only every day, but on Mother's Day, because that's just a day, the official day to show it. But I showed that love to her all the time because I know she was doing the job of two people, and understood that. But I never was going to disrespect and say, "Well, you're my dad too," because you're not my dad. So I wasn't going to do that. So just ladies, I know you feel like you want to wave your flag and say, "I'm doing both of them." Oh my God. Okay, that's great, and you are. Clap, clap. I'm sorry you picked a person that didn't want to be involved in your life and the kids' life. It happened. That was a decision that both of y'all made. Just news flash. Whenever you have sex, men and women, it's a good chance you can get pregnant. Don't know if y'all knew that or not, but it happens.
Well, that's what I'm thinking about. It sounds like that's what CJ's saying right here. He said, because I want both. I need the morning with the kids and gifts, and then I want to drink and practice being a father again. Well, when you say practice being a father, you're talking about like with the kids, or you're saying practice being a father to get kids?
You see the demon.
Is he talking about sex?
You talking about smashing?
Yeah.
What it is.
CJ's always. I noticed CJ be always trying to smash something. Usually when he puts something up, he said nasty time. See, CJ is nasty.
That's Pam. That's Pam.
He always trying to smash something. But Dr. Real, like we do, us women, we want total opposite. No disrespect to the guys, but we want to be alone. Not alone, but we want to be away from. He said, "I'm taken." We want to be away from the things that causes us to not take care of self. When you're at home, you got the baby saying, "Mama, mama," you got everybody calling your name. You just want to go out where you call somebody's name and tell them, "Hey, I would like to order, sir, ma'am." You want to be in a situation to where you feel pampered. We like to celebrate, and we do. You're right. When I compare the Father Day to the Mother Day, y'all look a little boring, but that's okay because some guys like boring. Y'all's look a little boring, and ours do look a little turned up. But I just wanted to be known we plan for that, and we celebrate it because motherhood is a very tough job, and we like to celebrate. Now, I still don't really know what the fellas want, ladies, but it sounds like it sounds like they don't want to be alone. It sounds like they want to actually I think y'all like they want to cook. They want to actually show us. It says, "Hey, what's good? Hey, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in." I think they want to just actually enjoy being being a father. You want to show your skills off. Is that right?
Like that Beyonce, that Destiny's Child song. We want some catering. Nah, we don't want to cook. No, we do not. We don't want to cook.
I got it wrong. Okay, you want to be.
You want to be catered. Foot rubs and shoulder rubs and all that kind of stuff. Maybe I'm speaking for my damn self, but I want to feel that pampering for a day because we go hard. We go hard.
Okay, all right. I got you.
The only thing that I unconditionally love are women, pets, and children. Men, and we don't have nothing to offer or give, we're not appreciated. And that's just the truth. We have an expectation as a man, and that's it. We meet that expectation, and that's nothing there. We just give. A man that worked themselves to death, and somebody still had their hand out like this. Not appreciated. They just end of the day. So we just want somebody to recognize us. The ones, if the deadbeat dads that ain't doing shit, like for a long time, this is a truth reveal for myself. I hated Father's Day for a long time because my dad went in my life. So even when I had my own kids, I didn't like it. Until I realized I'm hurting my own kids by not, appreciating this day. But I had my reasons for it. And I finally got over myself, took my, like my grandma used to say, take your ass off your shoulders. And I did. And so, you know what? I need to get it right because my kids shouldn't have to pay for that from me, from someone that they don't even know, that I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? So I stopped that. But it was hard for me, but I stopped it. But we just want to be appreciated. We just want to show that we love, that our efforts are not just for naught. We got to stop thinking that men are insensitive because we're not. We have feelings. We've been told for so long, don't show them. that even when we show them, y'all don't see them. Because we've been told for so long that you're supposed to hold that in. You know, what you crying for? Well, you know, or the only way we can express ourselves is through anger, or, you know what I'm saying, other ways that's not very effective that come off as toxic. So all we want, I'm not saying we, all I want to do is be pampered, shown love. Like I said 2 weeks ago, love is an action word. It's not just saying it. You have to do it and show it. And not just when you feel like it, or not just when times are good. The hardest time to love when times is not good. So to all the people out there that's doing your due diligence in your kid's life, we appreciate you. Keep it moving. There's a lot of us out there. Society will tell you it's not. And I'm speaking right now to my Black fathers. That is total bullcrap. That's what they want you to believe. There's a lot of good men out here taking care of their kids. Just like there's a bunch of bad fathers out there, there's bad fathers too. They love to not talk about the bad moms. There's a bunch of bad moms out here too that shouldn't have custody of their kids. That's the busted down baby every day, different dude in the house every day in front of her daughter and her son.
You have busted down. Wait a minute, Doctor. Busted down, baby.
Busted down baby mamas that some different dude every day coming over there. Oh. They living their best life, but ruining their kids' life now and realize because they not mature enough yet. And it's men like that too. Different woman around. They have 25 baby mamas. There's people like that. That's a personal choice. But every man ain't like that. That's why I don't like grouping people in one box, because that's not right. Every man ain't like that. If you have a bad baby daddy, don't make Father's Day bad for your kids. Because you pissed off at Craig. Don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Ladies, you know, you really got us together. I'm glad that you expressed this, Dr. Real, because I think we've had it wrong. The men on here, they're agreeing with you. I see Damien, he's saying we want that Destiny Child catered to you.
Come on.
You know, they ladies, so all right, I think I know what the problem is. The problem is we're trying to assume that you guys want what we want. You know, we're trying to assume that you want to be left alone, you want peace. And he said he ain't lying. See, you know, we've had it. Everybody is giving you thumbs up. We've had it wrong, Dr. Real. And I apologize because we're going to get it right today. Now, ladies, if you're, it's another one?
Yeah, ladies, let me tell you something. Your coochie is not a gift. This is going to keep it 1,000. Your coochie, your punani, your vajayjay, your cookie, that is not no damn present for Father's Day. I'm sorry, because I'm pretty sure the same coochie from June 19th will be the same coochie on June 20th. Unless you're going to put another spin on it, you're doing the same stuff where you did October the 12th. So your coochie, your head job, and all that is not a gift. Just so you know.
So y'all don't... So take that out of the...
I'm not saying don't do it, but that ain't no damn present. That ain't a gift. Just like my dingling ain't a gift on Mother's Day, then your coochie ain't no gift on Father's Day or Christmas or any other damn present day. Nah. That's just a little extra, but that is not what it is. Just so you know.
Okay. Well, ladies, put the cookies back in the jar because they don't do. He didn't say. I see what you're saying. You saying that ain't the only gift.
Yeah, we can add the cookies. Like, surprise! Nah, ain't no damn surprise. No damn surprise.
Okay. Well, ladies, you got some time. We got some time left because you're gonna have to. You probably have to go back and rewatch this because we've been having it wrong. Like I really thought that you guys, like to, celebrate and have some free time. But I see you want words of affirmation. You want to be catered to. You want to feel special. You want to rep your name. You want it to be known for who it represent who you are. And we probably been failing to do that. And ladies, if y'all have, you need to apologize because it's not about us on Father's Day. No, see, they say get us straight. They're listening because we have been having it wrong. And this is another way to look at this. And I appreciate you sharing it with us because we've definitely had it wrong. So yeah, Dr. Real, thanks so much. Anybody else on here want to share some words of what you would like for Father's Day? I'll put it up here on the screen. Hopefully somebody that that's getting you something will accommodate that for you. But this was a good topic. This was good information. I really, really enjoyed it. It was knowledgeable. I think that you shared some stuff and dropped some nuggets that we did not know. All right. They said, get us straight. Get us straight, Dr. Real. Get us straight. Okay. We got 20 minutes left. I told you I'm long-winded. I get to talking, and y'all already know how I do. But if you guys tuned in last week, we began to talk about poly. And we uncovered some things, shared some very helpful information to anybody that's probably confused, or even anyone that doesn't actually know what poly is all about. So tonight, so if you missed part one, you have to go back and watch last week to catch up. But tonight, we are going to go ahead and jump into episode 2 of poly. And what is that about, Dr. Real?
All right. So like with anything, you have the good side of stuff, and then you have the not so good side of things. So as far as poly concerned, the number one thing in my research, I found out that it's not a protected status. It's not legal. There's been some instances where people lost their job. There's been some instances where it was used in the child custody cases and people lost their children over it. So that's something to consider when you're doing your thing. Like, you can't be recruiting at work. You want to keep, it's like anything, your personal life, your relationship or romance or sex life should be something you should be discussing at work anyway. Because a lot of times your coworkers are just that. Because they find out something about you that's not good, and as soon as y'all not cool no more, they dropping dime on you. So you might want to keep that lifestyle to yourself. Cold and viruses spread around when you're in a poly relationship because y'all have so much close contact. So if one person is sick, it can spread like wildfire through the entire relationship or house. And it seems like it's nothing, but it's no different than when you been in the house with your kids and your wife or whatever the case may be. One person gets sick, if you're not careful, everybody's sick. You can feel alone in a poly relationship. You ever had that feeling when you're around a million people, but you still feel like you're by yourself? Anybody ever had that experience where you're in a room full of people, but you still feel alone? It's that same situation when you get in some poly relationships because you're not used to sharing your person, or you're not used to being in a situation to where everybody's taking a piece of the pie. So you get your little piece on Tuesday, and that's all you're going to get till next Tuesday if you'll have it to where y'all are scheduling your time with people. The big one, jealousy. Now, I found that to be kind of humorous when I read that. I was like, jealousy? When you're embarking this, like I said last week, you kind of got to sit that to the side because you are openly minded and eyes going into the situation where you know it's not just you. You know that your husband, you both have sat down and put down these guidelines, these ground rules, that this is how we're going to move around in this. But just a natural human emotion or feeling of jealousy is going to rear its head if you're not careful how you handle it. Especially if the person that you're in a poly with is giving it to you better than your husband or your wife, and then all of a sudden your sexual desires change towards, I won't say your main. If you're doing a hierarchy, then it's going to be your main. Then it changes, and then you're only dealing with that person more and more and more. You're shutting off your other, and I won't say significant other, but you're shutting off your other partners. Power play. There's always gonna be somebody want to be top, or as the pimps call them, bottom woman. It's gonna be always be one person want to be the top woman or man. That's just that's just human nature. You're gonna want to be the one. If you're in a hierarchy, you want to be the king of the whole thing, to where you're the one calling the shots.
Wow.
Naturally unfair. When you're dealing with a lot of people, it's not going to be fair. I don't care how much you try to make it fair. It's not going to be fair. Like I said, to me, you can't serve. This is why I won't ever engage into it, because I can't serve two masters. I'm not a person that's a multitasker, because it's been proven scientifically that multitasking is false, because your brain's going to lose focus on one of those activities you're trying to do. You know, people say, oh, I do it all the time. You lose focus on something when you're multitasking. I don't care how good you are. You can't focus on 4 things at once. Your brain's not equipped to do that. You're going to miss something. It's going to happen. And the last thing and the most important thing is that they can change who you are as a person, and not in a good way. And that's the thing that I really want to kind of level set and focus on, is not letting anything you're in, any kind of situation you're in, change the core of you. This one can. You could go from a happy-go-lucky person to someone now who is scared of their own shadow. You can go from a person who has a high sex, a high libido, to go down to like you menopausal and on ED libido, because in your situation you're getting left out. You're not getting treated as the same. You're not getting the same love. So poly, like I said last week, is not for everybody. If you're thinking about it,
Right.
do your research with your partner. You need to make it a eye conversation and not make it about us, because depending on how you say it, someone's going to feel like, what, am I not enough? And that person is not built right on the inside. You can destroy a person by making them feel inadequate, especially someone you deeply in love. That's like your wife or husband coming home saying, yeah, I want to explore poly. And then you don't say, I want to do, you start saying, well, I think this. And then the person, it gets communicated to them that they're not enough.
Right.
Now you done sow that seed in their head that they're not enough. And that's a hard, once that plant gets planted, once that seed is planted, it's very, very hard to chop that weed. That's a weed. And that weed will choke out all the goodness out of you once someone plants that, unless don't you allow that seed to be planted in your head that you're not good enough. So you want to go into the poly world, I would tell you there's a whole bunch of websites you can go on. There's a lot. I would go into psychological ones like I did. That's where a lot of information is, because it's a mind thing. But it is something that is coming up and is challenging marriage.
It
Because
is.
people think it's all about having threesomes every night, and that ain't
Yep.
true. That's not what it's about. It's not about that. It's
Right.
about people who really want to have more than one intimate relationship with other people. The world of poly is so big. I could talk about this for 7 months and probably still wouldn't be done with it, because it is so huge, and there's so many
Yeah.
names going on, things that you're chasing, and this is amazing. It's not open marriage. It's not a way for you to cheat. It's not a way for you to do threesomes. And guys, let's keep it a whole book. I know we sit right here and have do our Superman pose and everything, but could you really facilitate a threesome every single night? I'm gonna tell you, not no, but hell nah. I don't care how much of that new drug they have on the TikTok, that TV, I think it's ashwagandha or something like that. This some pill you take. It's a libido pill supposedly. That still ain't gonna help you with no threesomes every night, and not with the same women. If you have a real poly, you go about 6 or 7 of them. Think how much time it takes you to satisfy one. You really want to go and do
Right.
3, and then women's
Maybe it's a mind.
sync up
Maybe
when
it's
they're all
mental.
together. So you're in the same house. You're gonna have 6 women with the same cycle going on. Do you really want to deal with that?
That's what's
Women,
gonna
do you really
happen,
want to deal
because
with
yeah,
each
that
man in that
happens.
house with all those egos? I just couldn't do it. It's hard enough dealing with me. It's hard enough dealing with one woman. Uh, it's hard enough dealing with me. So why would I want to add more to the mix? So I
I
just
agree. We had a couple of comments here, and a couple of fellas said that's why we should try to just give our energy to one person at a time. Damien said it's hard to please one woman, 2 or more, no sir.
no, sir.
And but some people want the challenge to do it. I think when I think about poly, like I said, I'm learning all this stuff. I think about a person that's indecisive. And I actually think that it's okay to be indecisive about certain things. Like me, if I go in a nail shop, I'm like, and I see all those colors, I'm like, damn, like I really have to think about it before I get there. Like, what color am I gonna go with? Because they got so many, and it's like, I don't know what I want to do. But some things are understandable. But when it comes to a partner, I just feel like if I like left, I'm just gonna, go left. If I like right, I'm gonna leave left alone and go all the way right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's just a choice of, because we should want what we want, and we should have what we want. I don't have to battle them both, because
Mm-hmm.
I want this one, I'm going with that one. I don't want that one. Like, I don't know. That's why it's confusing to me, because it sounds like, people, they don't know which one they want. And because they can't decide on which one they want both. And I still don't understand how you get to enjoy the pleasure of knowing exactly what it is you want, because you're, dabbing with both. So a little bit crazy to me. But it's some people out here that they want that, and that's what they're doing, and it's crazy. And I think what's happening is that when it comes to the dating scene, and the pools are emptying to one side, because you got these kind of people over here, and you got those kind of people over there, and you got everybody saying, well, the dating scene is over. There's nobody else to date, because everybody has sectioned off and split up into these different groups where it looks like it's empty. As a matter of fact, next week, I'm going to have a couple of women on here, because I was, I like to I like knowledge. I like to learn. I'm intrigued by, new stuff that's going on, what people are saying. So I'm a part of this group. And all I keep seeing is these ladies talk about how they're on these dating websites, and, these guys are just, they'll send you a what you're doing text, or a hello beautiful, like something real quick, and you don't hear from them anymore. Like, there's no real connection. And they were trying to talk about what's better, online dating or showing up in person, getting a connection from someone and then going on that way. So a couple of these ladies, they want to actually put themselves out there. So I invited them to come on with us next week.
Awesome.
Dr. Real. So you and I, we want to talk to them and get some information from them. And, if you're on here and you're interested, of course, you'll have their information. But these ladies, they've been on these websites, and they basically was just talking about how everything has changed and there's nobody else available. But I think it's because everyone's sectioned off into these different groups. So it's like three or four. I think it's about 3 or 4 ladies that will be coming on next week. So y'all make sure that you guys are tuned in for that, because myself and Dr. Real will be talking to them. And, let's see what's going on around here in these streets.
Absolutely.
Now, I know that you usually have some words for us. So how you going to take us out tonight? Yes. What you got?
I wrote a little list for my sons years ago, and I think it's been his Father's Day. Some things I think all men should want to strive for. Number 1 is appreciate a woman's beauty, but love her from the inside out. Very, very important.
Very important.
Be the man you know you are, not the person people think you are. Always have self-respect. Never treat sex casually, because the consequences can be dire. Being free with your body is not attractive, no matter male or female. Love yourself before you attempt to love someone else. Be honest, even when the truth is hurtful. People will respect you more. Start out a good man, strive to be a better man, and end up a great man. Never say I love you if you're not emotionally, physically, and mentally engaged. Mean what you say what you mean. And lastly, and the most important, is keep an open relationship with God, accepting all blessings, even the ones you can't immediately recognize. Be thankful for all you have, no matter how small or great it may be. And that even grown men can stand and listen to this, because sometimes we lose our way trying to take care of everybody else and not take care of us. Fellas, it is important that you be able to say you're hurting. That's not a feminine thing. That's not something to emasculate you. You have to have the ability to recognize when you're not okay.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with letting your crying. Please believe. We go through so much as men, because right now, because of we have fumbled the ball and taken care of this world. A lot of stuff that's happened is because the decisions that the men prior to us have made. But now we're in the crosshairs. You barely can compliment a woman without it being a Me Too thing nowadays, because so many of us have fumbled the ball. This is where we are. But we got to take care, and I'm talking especially to my black men, we got to take care of our mental health. There's too many of us walking around here broken, and we see all the stuff on social media. Well, if you're broken, your woman not going to respect you. If your woman can't see you hurting and she can't bend down there to help you stand up, then kick her monkey ass out today. Ooh. Don't even wait till tomorrow.
Hello, somebody.
Don't wait. What you waiting for? If you're in misery and she can't see that and she ain't willing to help you get there, then what are you waiting for? Why keep putting yourself through that? There's no amount of love in this world worth misery. It's not.
Right.
So, fellas,
you preaching tonight.
I hope y'all have a great Father's Day. For the men out here that ain't taking care of your responsibilities, man, one day you're gonna wake up and wish you did. So I can tell you. And lastly, women, if you know that kid is not that man's child, don't take him to Maury. Put your big girl panties on. Tell him the truth. Get the test, and let that man find it for himself. That has to be the most worst and the ugliest thing you can do to a person. If see here this man taking care of this child 6 months, 18 years, I don't give a damn how long it is, and this is what you serving him because you wasn't sure. I mean, fatherhood is a hard job. It's just like motherhood. To me, ain't no difference. We both put in on that baby, okay? Y'all just have the hard work of and the dangerous work of putting it out, but we both put into it. You cannot have a baby we can't have a baby without each other unless you do the laboratory stuff. But in nature, we got to have virtually a man and a woman. So the problem is, I know I'm being long-winded, but I get tired of labels. I get tired of you should be doing this as a man, or the man should be a leader. How about your man know how to lead? If he don't know how to lead, then why the hell he the leader of the house? Just because you admit there is no manual that says, okay, the man is leader of the house. I know what the Bible says, but there's a lot to that. A lot of men jump on that leader of the house because the Bible says, but it's a lot more to it. Baby, you got to read more of the scripture. Just don't read that part. Just like the submissive part. A lot of women get upset. We talk about submissive, but like I said before, we should be submissive to each other. The reason why it ain't working because one person want to stand tall and have the other one bow down. No, we should bow down to each other. Right. Then you see eye to eye. I'm not looking at you. We're seeing eye to eye. No one's looking up at each other. No one feels like somebody's better than the other one. No one feels like somebody's doing better than the other. Get rid of the freaking labels. Get rid of the traditional lifestyle because in this day and age, that mess does not work anymore. That's outdated. It's gone. That's what you want to do in your household. Cool. But here to tell you that lifestyle is no longer effective in this day and age. It's not. So fathers, take care of your business. We always get kind of picked on a little bit. But at the end of the day, man, you got to see eye to eye. I think you should be submissive to each other. Like I told Kesha before, you got to have a CEO and a COO. Yep. Too many chefs in the kitchen, the soup always tastes like crap. Somebody got to be the damn sous chef, and somebody got to be the chef. Ain't nothing wrong if it's your turn to cut the carrots up this time. That's all good.
That's right. That is so true. So true. I was about to get into another topic because you touched something with that one. Maybe we'll get into that a little bit next week, but I do agree. I've always thought about, sometimes you think that when you're in a relationship with somebody that there's not a need to get, a blood test if that woman becomes pregnant. But, like they always say, it's mama's baby and it's papa's maybe. Mm-hmm. Me personally, I wouldn't be offended. If my person wanted to do that's something I won't be confused about either. I'll never be confused about who the father of my kids are. That's me. But, some things are not, some people are deserving to know things that they cannot control. Like, a man can't push a baby out. But at the same time, of course, if we're doing it the right way, there shouldn't be anybody to question anything, but unfortunately it is. You know, there's
Mhm.
ways to you know, it's a lot going on out here in these streets.
Sneaky links that
But
we can get over.
you know, they throwing hot dogs and people catching them down the hallway, like King
Lord,
Leo used to
hefty.
say, or whatever that is.
Really? Yeah.
Oh my God, y'all, we have ran out of time. It is time for us to go. I hope that you guys enjoyed us, and I hope that you guys tune in. Just, you know, on our platform, period. We have other shows here. We have the Mamapreneur podcast. She's on Thursdays. We also have J Money After Dark. She's under the weather right now. She's not very well, so she'll be back in when she gets back in. But her show also operates on Thursdays as well. We have a new show, and it's called Credit Repair by Demetria to help y'all get that credit right. And we also have our Monday night show, Buying and Selling with Bree. So we have a lot going on. So keep rocking with us. Myself, Dr. Real, we're here every Wednesday night between the hours of 8 and 9 p.m. So I would like for you guys to continue to support, continue to show us some love. Also, you guys, we got what, Juneteenth coming up this weekend. So celebrate, have a good time, be free, or whatever it is that they want us to be. And enjoy your Father's Day because it is. And we learned something today, Dr. Real. It's I think some people gonna take in some stuff that you said and they're gonna do it a little bit different because you taught us something tonight. So I want everybody to also just, you know, have a good time, enjoy Father's Day, and be safe. Did you have anything else you wanted to leave us with, Dr. Real?
I know it already passed, but I just want to tell my baby girl turned 21 on Monday.
Yeah, I saw that.
You know, let her know that we love you here. We had a good time Monday. Now you can go buy a bottle, get your little sippy sip when you want to. You ain't got to worry about waiting on the sidelines no more. And have fun when you go on your girls' trip to really do it big how you want to for your birthday. I love you.
Hey, well, happy birthday, and I hope you turn up and have a really, really good time and be safe. Well,
Mhm.
y'all, as we always say, we ain't got to go home, but we definitely got to get the hell up out of here. Y'all have a good night, and thank y'all so much.